are not implementing ANC things. By implementa izinto zaka government.
Okay.
So bayasithusela.
All right. Yeah, nyakuzwa. You can go to a TVET college, and it comes back to us again. Ukuthi makuthiwa uanele ka grade 9 uphumile waya eBinoni Tech
Yeah.
ka grade 10 udom. Sanibonani once again. Yithi futhi. Are we the terrible twins? The terrible two?
I wish not.
Do people like us?
I hope so.
I hope they do.
Sanibonani guys.
Yeah, my name is Sibuile. Oh, Sibuyo Kumgani, Sibuyo, on Facebook, Instagram.
Lovely to be back. Nyawonga Anele Motiven team. Anele on all social media platforms.
Yes.
Say exception lounge. I hope they can see this, so you will see
Yeah.
this. We're at exception lounge.
Man.
VIP.
We're VIP.
Still VIP and guys.
Mama. Yeah, that's
Shotanga Sparkles.
I'm a sparkles.
Producer, we need you on that. Shotanga Sparkles. Guys, we're so happy to be back. Hi,
Yeah, we are
Mike.
back. I've been chilled. It's been chilled. Month of love being phethe kahle.
Yeah.
At least ngithole khona abantu abangikhohlisile.
Bakuthusile kancane.
Yeah, bangikhohlisa bangithusa, which is beautiful.
Yeah.
Ukuthi kuthuleke vele. Because ukuthi makakhohlisa ngothanda ukuthi ngiyakuthanda or ngiyakukhumbula or hey, how are you? Ukhohliseke nje inhliziyo ithi fafa. Yeah,
Chocolate Diana.
utholile mari chocolate.
Hi, Matthew. Utholile.
Utholile wanika nawe ne. Look, it's the month of
It's balancing.
It's
balancing.
balancing.
Right. I like what you just said, Matt, because now we're going into Human Rights Month.
Human Rights Month. Yeah, nge-21 zaka March 1960.
Yeah.
Thina abantu be-history ke Sharpeville massacre, people were killed. Of
Ngikufuna
course,
lapho-ke, Mas.
siyakena ngisho vele into, we won't go deep into it, but of course they were fighting for their basic human rights. Seemingly they were not happy or they were disgruntled about what was happening at the time. So
I think from my
died.
my knowledge,
Yeah.
background, is that a number of people died.
Yes.
It was a march.
It was a march, yeah.
For Ama rights.
Am I right? Yeah.
People died, and from that, good things came out.
Yeah, I mean, we always, is this a simple, is it a classic case of Lifula Khawla Mpirisa? I know it sounds strange,
It sounds
but I mean,
strange.
we are here where we are
unfortunate.
now. It's unfortunate, but we are beneficiaries of that
Ah.
1960 march.
And not just that, but this one is very big because human rights is a huge thing.
It is.
It is. And off the rights, njenge-history teacher, usitshele
It's
ama
included.
rights
Okay.
esinawo.
And then sizobathathamula ngisho manje.
Siye nawo kancane.
So there's this one, the right to life. Right to life, basically, noma ngakenzani mathi, you don't have a right to kill me.
Yeah.
Even nomithetho yethu, that's why in other countries kune death penalty and all those things, we don't have that because our bill of rights don't allow us to.
Gives us the right to
They
live.
give us the right to live. Nanoma wonile, that's why bazothi 60 times 60 years. You know, because
Social samurai.
and uzoshona eventually but uyoshona
Yeah,
ejele,
of course.
but they will not kill you because
course.
noma uyisiboshwa, you've got a basic human right.
And you still have your rights intact. I like that.
There we go,
I
yabo.
mean, sinabotabo best. Siyababona ama rights akhona.
Akhona. You understand?
Shame.
And then there's equality and okay, the right to life, equality, and human dignity. Human dignity is sindo sakho, is thunzi sakho.
Okay.
You know, this goes with discrimination as well. Ukuthi, I cannot speak about you in an unseemly manner, or I cannot say things about you, or I cannot do things that are not good or that are disgraceful. I cannot touch you in an improper manner. So about sexual harassment, babuya la, bobo human dignity. Because when you're not touching me appropriately, you are violating. I'm violating your rights and the human dignity. Of
course.
Yeah, but then there's also the right to citizenship and security. Citizenship, of course, you've got the right to belong in South Africa. If you're born here, you've got the right to citizenship. So we cannot treat you otherwise. I think this is the basic one. The security yeah, I've got the right to be safe. But are people safe?
In the country.
Are our ladies safe? Asikhuluma nje ebusuku nje. Can you ungacrossa wena manje usuke la exception uye ngale emashangane no-crosses ring ngo-8.
Angeke ngiye nala ngaphe bar.
So it's security. But now who's responsible for security? Is it our police or us, or we are responsible for each other?
Yes, I think it's a social responsibility. Security is something that we all should be responsible for because singabomakhelwane.
Yes.
If kungena umuntu kwakho, mina, you understand, I'm your neighbor. I need to take care of the things that you value, the family, the ladies around your life. Abantu abekho safe. To answer your question, I say safe. And that's unfortunate, but that's where we are.
And but are you aware ukuthi simoshana sisodwa khona la? You know, umuntu anyeke asukelele kude azoyenza heartbreaking kwami. Usually it's people that we know who are close by.
Uyazi ukuthi uMark uphuma
Uphumile nge-7 ubuya ngo-10.
That's unfair.
That's not nice.
That's really
Then
unfair.
we've got the right to freedom of assembly, ukuhlanganyelwa, association. Excuse me, I've got the right to be your friend. So if you've got issues with us, are you aware that you're violating our human rights?
I think that's forced.
Yeah, so I can associate with whoever I want to associate with. But meaning that nomuntu angajula nomuntu afuna ukujula nazi ngendawo. Yayibona ukuthi ikude mara that's what it means. That's what it means. So umuntu mabachuzana and uyabona ukuthi lezo khawathi umntanzi ekhaya le.
Yeah.
But bane right. As long as bavumelene.
Leyo sibeke
eceleni.
ngamanye ama rights.
Okay, I think belief in the bazokholwa. You know, and I think over a period of time, social media, there's the camp yabazalwane, kube ne camp yabaphansi.
Yes.
Now personally, I really don't care who does what. If it works for you, go for it.
I feel like that. I think emhlabeni it should be like that. What works for you should be what you practice. But also people don't realize we need to respect religion wabantu.
There we go.
People have the right to practice their said religions. I get that. Let's continue.
And it's sacred, I get it for one. Yeah. And then opinion and expression. I've got an issue with that one. Because umuntu can say, baninge, mara it's my opinion. But your opinion is violating my human rights.
Of course.
Your opinion it's discrimination to me. So your opinion nakho kumele uyibambe, uyipolishe, ubone ukuthi as much as I'm sharing my opinion, but how does it affect the next person? For instance, let's speak a simple classic case of body shaming. Yo mara usdudla. Yebo?
How does the person feel?
How do they feel?
Yeah, so I guess it also boils down to the fact that rights come with
Responsibilities, there we go.
And that's one thing that people ignore.
Yeah.
The fact that I have a right to speak does not mean I should violate your right to live.
There we go.
Because if I'm going to say things minimize as a person, then when now uzoqala kabuhlungu.
And a violation. So manje sing nama kunomkhawulo, I cannot go here, I cannot go there, I cannot do that, because people are saying things. Yet that's what I want to do. That's how I want to express myself, you know?
Expression.
Nice one, right to privacy. Oh wait, is it privacy or privacy? Privacy. Yeah. Umamfundisi wethu unokuthi ukuthi school fees sakho. Yeah, yebo. Okay, fine. Right to privacy. Yazi nale ihamba nani? Awuna right ungene efonini yami ngijola nawe. That's privacy, isn't it?
It's a violation of privacy if I go into your phone.
Yes, without my consent.
Without your consent.
Yes. Yeah, mangilele uthathe
Nami.
Yebo.
And it's a belief that females do it. Yeah, it's a belief. I can't see myself not sleeping just so I can catch you sleeping.
Yeah, wena uyalindela umuntu wakulele.
Mangithetha ngenzani ngiyakhala ngiyalala.
Wena ukhala ngisho isoja wena usempini.
Violate ama rights.
Yabo. So ngiyabona ukuthi wine izilimazo. Right to privacy. Human violation idila nawe.
So akabophisa lo.
Kahle because it's privacy bafethu, you know. Mara wait. Okay, mara ngeke ngenele. Okay, the right to be free from slavery. Okay, sayazi leyo. Servitude and forced labor. Okay, fine. The right to freedom of religion. I think we sort of like touched on it, ne?
Yes.
Belief and opinions ayiphinda.
And freedom of expression.
Yeah.
Do you know what I want to? There's one that you mentioned, the right to the freedom of assembly.
Yeah.
Now my question is, assembly ngaba strike?
Yes, it's strikeless.
What is our responsibility with strike?
Striking, remember ngithi strike kumele apply, it needs to be protected.
Yes.
Maphoyisa kumele azi now, and then mase striker asimoshi izinto. Masomoshi izinto, you can be arrested for it, because now especially state equipment like ama robots. Yabona abantu abaqala bathoya baphula ama robot. I mean from here David to Kingsway right up to Springs, ama robot amaningi awasebenzi.
Really?
Snake Road from here right till Carnival, mostly protests.
That's a huge problem. And I remember during COVID, our president would come and say, we can gather. And certain number, yes. Certain number. And so that was him trying to exercise our freedom.
Freedom. Mara also within regulation, because kuna pandemic. Well, khona baskipha phoning it up just up the road. mabafika sisibhongore amaphoyisa bawangena phakathi mara
COVID bomningi ngaphandle.
no ngo-COVID shembe ngiphuma because angisho sine-right assembly sebekumele sibone abantu
Uye wasembi lana.
yeah ithini a right to yini le yile yokuhlanganyelwa yiyo assembly
Yiyo the right of
yeah
assembly, yes.
besiyenza kanjalo because it was quite stressful
Freedom of assembly.
Yeah.
But also ke sikhulumile strike.
yeah
Irresponsibility in a place like that.
Yeah.
Improving.
okay
What is our responsibility there? And I've noticed it's something that's huge. I've seen events doing this now. Bayayikhipa rules of engagement.
rules of engagement yeah
Namhlanje niziphatha kanje.
Yeah.
And it's because things like this, like wild things used to happen. People, there would be a park event. People
Yes.
would go in grass.
yeah
Because gyabanda.
yeah band yeah
Mm.
so,
So-
I think our human rights are for us to be protected and safe, right?
Yes,
To
as
feel protected
human
and safe.
in a
But
country.
if something threatens my safety wherever I am, then say wrong.
Of course.
Yabo?
Of course.
So I think that's why kukhuluma indaba yokuthi noma kunama events kune capacity. You can't sell a certain number of tickets based on the venue. You also parking kumele be safe, kumele kube namaphoyisa, kumele kube nama-ambulance.
Yeah.
So abantu I think banokubona ama-ambulance ku-group bazibuza ukuthi laba babhoreka beza la.
Yeah,
No, but
nathi
you literally apply for those things,
Yeah.
you know, because people need to be safe.
Yeah, it's a
You know
health
what I
and
mean?
safety thing. I get it.
Yeah, it's a safety thing. So I think people need to be aware of human rights. Nanoma kuyokhruva, you know? So we need to be very, very cognizant.
Human
of
rights
it.
men came with isn't it rights?
Yeah.
Month of human rights. It came with grants.
Yeah, my grant, yes.
Kunama-grant and abantu bayaphila ngama-grant.
Yeah.
You know, like there's different grants. Kune grant yabantu abadala. There's
Abogogo
child-
nabomkhulu laba.
Yes.
Okay.
There's child support. There's care dependency grant. There's grant in aid, which says if you live on a social grant but need someone to take care of you. And then Koneyama veterans. There's foster child. Ne disability grant.
Yeah. You know what I used to do from an education perspective? What you would do, I can't mention where I used to teach, but abazali would be like, people are unemployed. So any chance of getting money by tata.
Yes.
So Usivu, no Anele, they're married, they don't have buyers with the next door, akunabazali. Then what do we do? Sehamba, I'm a social worker, then we end up adopting these kids. So that's what was baholela.
Okay.
There we go.
So that's a
Masikhol-
legal thing.
It's a
Something
legal thing, but it's abantu don't use. They're not doing it for the right. It doesn't come with good intentions.
Yes.
So should imagine there's families that go out and scout. With time man, laphayana kunamzali. It is
Lapha
adopt. It is ngama guardian. You know, then they need to come back but esikolweni baprove ukuthi lo guardian and mara le mali mayifika abantwana bambashile
Awusaya-
abana icathulo zesikolo
awusaya-
abana
Yeah.
uniform. So some people they violate the same human rights that are meant to be helping
Benefiting
abantu
them.
benefiting from
Yes.
it. So sikhohlakele man.
Let's 50 phela, it's a social grant.
It is yeah.
It's a social grant.
Awapheli.
Oh, today, ngisho kune manifesto ye-ANC.
Oh, yeah?
The president was on TV and he said, asazoqhubeka ama-350.
Wala
And
I heard he's coming into power, and he said if the ANC leaves,
uRamaphosa,
yes.
I think it's a very clumsy statement. I'm going to say that it's a clumsy statement. Our government is failing to understand that the ANC is government
Yeah.
right now. Whatever the ANC is implementing, they are not implementing ANC things. By implementa izinto zaka government.
Okay.
So bayasithusela.
All right. Yeah, nyaguzwa.
It's okay. He went on TV today and he said the grant is going to continue and he knows that he granting abantu and he knows that people drink alcohol with the grant and they go moja.
Mara mosiphat lamakhadi wesasa alaphaya kuma-Liquor City bathi hey man hectic stuff. Then bathengele abantwana abadala na-6.
It's like child support.
Yes, even that.
There are parents who use that grant irresponsibly.
It's 510. You know, someone said, because I asked the question on Facebook, ukuthi malini child support
510.
grant, ne, yeah? And then what do people do with it? Lo munye wathi no, because mina ngishapu, I do my things. I-grant ngathi ngena after boy 1, 2, 3 somewhere there. By the time ingena, I've done into zomntwana. So whatever, I buy makeup, I buy lipstick, I buy whatever to take care of myself because le mali engiyikhiphile ukuthengela umntwana ngiyazibhadala ngayo too. So umntwana umtholela bani?
But I would like to ask something. How do you get a grant when you work? Okay, let's say it's a South African uyayithola.
Abanye you know basenza abogogo babo. Yabona ukuthi mara
Because umntwana, I was about to say, the country is in its worst state. It's depleted. Asinagwa.
Unembeza
Where
ufile.
are we taking responsibility?
Unembeza ufile.
Phone ngefoni yasemsebenzini, uyisikampani. There are people who go on the phone and they chill for hours. The company is paying for the phone.
But they're paying for you to work. You get what I mean?
So those are things we do violate. Quite
And we're not even aware we are
And
violating.
we are so angry right now. ANC. And the ANC is also very clumsy by coming in now. But ANC. But what they should be doing is educating. To tell people that, yes, it's Ohambi 350. But like...
These are other means of making money. Yakumula ngesikhathi imasakhana konje bantu ikhululeka. There was a show called Khululeka where whenever there's something happening in the country, kuba nama show, Soul City, those things. So we were educated about those things, but I feel like we are not spending money to teach, to educate people about on what's happening even currently. Vote, I keep it date, fellas. But do you think people know who to vote? Do they know who is their basic human right to vote?
That's another
Or
one.
by saying ngokuthi siyavota ngoba kumele. Like
ANC. But that's what people say. Like people say they're not voting for the ANC, therefore they are not going to vote. People don't get ukuthi this actually counts.
Do they think them not voting affects
Balai.
balaya bantu?
That's my problem.
But the thing is, you might find out our vote uhlale Atlasville.
That's why
Right,
we
yabo.
need to be vocal enough. The people who are aware need to make sure that they promote awareness.
Yeah.
Let the people know that their vote counts.
It
that
does
they need to
count.
vote. That their vote is going to bring about change.
Yeah. So, Matt, there's gonna grant, it is a disability grant, and I feel like man bayarojo man.
Ne? Bayarojwa abantu. Like Matt, for instance,
Yeah.
Uskomota. It has
Alright.
been said that Uskomota has a disability.
Okay.
I watched a podcast on YouTube and there was former ombudsman Busisiwe Mkhwebane.
Yeah.
Yes. Uyasho ukuthi she has a huge concern where Uskomota is concerned because who is taking out imali yakhe ye-grant? Who is benefiting from him being there?
From him being disabled.
No. From him being a public figure. Because Uskomota is a
now.
public figure now. You
Yes.
understand?
Cool.
And he's everywhere. He's making a lot of money. Ubani or facilitator leyo nto leyo, who is the caregiver in that regard? You understand? It's quite concerning. You are right. Abantu bayarojwa, like,
And abanye abakwazi ukuziholela. Someone goes there. Imali yafika mara endlini.
I don't know. And we sure hope iyafika Mati. One day ukhona ozosixoxela.
Ukuthi hayi man.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And there's the issue of social media. How we use social media also gives room for people to be discriminated and to be violated.
It
You get what I
opens-
mean?
Social media is the one platform that opened up disrespect,
Right.
undermining. Abantu bayadelelana. People disrespect people's religions. Like you said,
Yes.
there's two sides, kunama camps.
Yeah.
But also within Christianity, there's camps.
They can.
And people need to read the Bible. There's something in the Bible, I think it's Luke 11. Esho ukuthi ama-Christians agxeka amanye ama-Christian or people who come in a sense yokuthi abafundisi
Abafundisi.
beza bagxeka indlela abantu ababhiliva ngayo nabo bazosho esikhokweni.
Because I mean, there's a subject in our curriculum, religion studies. Mawufunda all these different religions. There are so many values that they've got in common.
Yeah.
Like peace,
Yeah.
love, tolerance,
Dude.
respect.
And-
So it doesn't matter what is on the
And that's an all-rounder.
It's an all-rounder, yeah.
It's not something that we can restrict to religion, to
So
school.
akekho ngcono because
Akekho
the
ngcono.
values are
Siyafana.
more or less the same.
Siyafana, it's just that people do not want to look past their own opinions and people are not very teachable. Like umuntu umtshela into le yakhe.
Yeah.
Iyo.
Yeah.
Le ongitshela yona, it's not the one that I want to roll with. Like social media, we can look at what happened. I think we spoke about it within the podcast. The clumsy statement that was made with a certain percentage
Okay.
that
Yes.
created a huge
And that's
hoo-ha.
actually a human rights violation.
It is.
It is.
It is.
As funny as we thought it was, because it's defamation of character.
It is.
So I think we need to be careful. Ungajabuliswa idatha. Because
That's
our
our problem.
And
We are all
umuntu
here.
wathi idatha yami, I can say what I say. Umuntu angene akhulume a statement that can cause unnecessary wars
Yeah.
and unnecessary fights or someone to even die, so we need to be careful in how we say what we
You're
want
right.
to say.
And to not promote violence. There's a post, a meme that says people have gotten too comfortable saying things without being punched in the face.
Yeah.
And it's the truth.
It is the
Because
truth.
I can say whatever and you're not going to come for me.
Yeah.
Like we see influencers, they are suing each other at 300,000. Like it's nothing. They use,
and it became a joke, but it's actually not a joke.
yes.
It's
But
actually
also
fair.
that's how good social media can be. That's the good side of social media where if I can find you and I want to serve you,
Yes.
I can go online and post it and you will see it and I can verify
So,
what we bonile, so show up.
Just a quick one. Did you see this one that was trending during where Mekchi said Joseph Diary is a pedophile?
Yes. I saw that.
And the unfortunate part, the guy lo bathi pedophile, beku Joseph naye, and the begafana no Joseph Diary.
So it's not the same
But it
guy.
was not Joseph
Ngiyayibona-ke
Diary.
manje.
Can I be honest? I heard ngomekji nam. Ngizwe ngomekji ukuthi this guy, because there was this show on Moja Love where they would expose pedophiles. So
That's the show.
it wasn't him.
It looks like him. The name is Joseph,
Yeah.
but it was not Joseph Diary.
And they had a field day. They were talking about how this guy bought a 17-year-old KFC, Bambamba artist, and now he's a YouTuber. Now that is using social media clumsily because this guy is a big name. He has a big YouTube channel. He comes on YouTube and he says a certain YouTuber is a pedophile. That's another way that people are using social media ngendlela wrong.
Are we trying to discredit each other? What would be the intention?
I sincerely hope that's not the case. I just hope he was just moving on ignorance and clout chasing, Clickbait, guys. When you see that trailer and you're like, who's what? We go in.
I think this week you posted something about Uguti. Isn't this snacks Zamba fast, Mara? Must post this positive.
No,
As
as
people
harm.
don't even look.
They
Is
don't
that who we
even-
are, though?
It's who we've
as a
become.
society.
It's who we've become. And it's so unfortunate because positive things spreads positivity, which is what everyone is hungry for.
Yes.
But no one wants to be the face of positivity.
Yes.
It's like having a podcast and wena ufuna ukutshela abantu amasimba.
Why?
Like,
Isn't there something else that we can speak about?
are we not in shit enough? Are
in
we
South
not-
Africa? As not case as we speak.
Guys, siyago.
As not case.
Siyago, there are things that we could be putting out there to make people aware.
Yeah, true.
To make people enlightened, but we're using social media ngendlela wrong. So much so, Guti, we have to get to a point where we supervise our kids.
Yeah.
Because kunamahlanya.
Kunamatana ngaphandle. You know what, Matt? There's also this thing, Guti. If someone slept with you, or if you slept somewhere last night, and then ekuseni ungavuka uye police station uthi rape, and slash ihamba nemavuso.
Vele.
Angikunika mavuso uyongibophisa.
Yeah, last
Are we
telecon.
using our human rights properly?
No, like uthola umuntu from la
Yes.
kule couch.
Yeah.
Bese niyahamba
Yes.
and ekuseni awukhiphi.
Angikhiphi enough ne-150 wena ufuna 8
Hayi
uyongibophisa.
hayi nale 150 ngathi angangayikhiphi. Avela athi akanayo.
But have I violated a human right?
I don't know.
How does it work? Because now,
Into yamavuso I'm very curious.
because into ihamba notshwala, you know what happened? I remember 2-3 years ago, a friend of mine was in an accident, and then siyahlanya amaphoyisa maweza blah blah. Mafika ama-JMPT, they were like, ezasemgruvini asizingeni. You understand?
That happens a lot.
Yes.
Police station.
And yet lena ibuye emgruvini
Yes.
emgruvini
But
back room
case.
but i-case yakho
A
is valid.
case, yeah.
And i-rape just because angikhiphanga imali. So isn't that maybe twisting or misusing human rights?
Obumenemene. That's when women are misusing their rights as a gender.
Yeah.
Remember, we live in a country where ama-rights wabafazi are protected highly.
Yes, highly.
The rights of women and children, they are protected, they are a priority. Then you find women who misuse that right and they get you arrested and be like false
By a
rape.
liar.
Yes. And they don't only stop there. Nento yomntwana. A woman can withhold umntwana from you based on how they feel. Which is which should not be like
I've
that.
moved on sengijola nomapaseka ukwatile
Yeah.
mntana uyamfaka. It's
Yes.
not ukuthi
And it-
angisasupport.
Exactly. You are willing to be there. You want to be present,
Yeah.
but unomapaseka.
Yeah.
You understand?
Ish.
And I can understand we're all moving from a point of pain, but if it also boils down to the people that we have in our background.
Okay,
If man-
ama-voices walalelayo that we believe and
Yes.
trust.
Yes. If you don't have a good circle, so fatuza elifini. Like Matt, if I can't put you down and say, that's not right.
Yeah.
Or say, I will support you, you are hurt, I get you, I'm here for you. He is no longer part of
Yes.
all of this.
Yeah.
Let's move on as friends. Nigumntana ubabakhe.
Yeah.
It's only fair. So it's MAVUSO, it's abantwana. Uyabona ukuthi amadoda, they backed up into a corner. It's INDODA must.
Not a must. Kumele. No, there's an element of entitlement, you know.
It is. From our gender.
I think this is the answer. Yoguti, why there's so much suicide in the male side, because we've got less rights. You know, women have more rights
Than men.
than men.
I think
Mawungena police station, mawungafika wena
Yes.
uthi bangirepile.
bazokuhleka.
Abayi-3.
But
Baphinda.
wena
No, but
akukho bad though, but
that's why yabona amaphoyisa lasifaka ngasithathe serious yayibona.
Nyadala. But anyways, like as a guy, you can't go to a police station claim rape. But as a woman, yasugunywa fast.
Yes.
Yeah, I understand.
But also, I want to answer that. Where male suicide is concerned, it also, their friends need to take responsibility to a certain extent. Wait, nyeza lapho. I am saying this because I have male friends and I know that not all circles are open to opening up. Abangani have gotten to a point where they no longer protect isjita like asekho. Makaphuma la utamza siyamdlala la itafuleni sikhuluma ngaye, we're talking about everything that he was confiding in us about.
Okay.
But going on the women, it could be the issue.
Yeah.
And it's not a matter of rights. It's a matter of where else can I go but heaven, for instance.
Okay.
Because awukhona ukukhuluma, mawukhuluma uyahlekwa, and then you have this person who is adamant to make your life difficult. She is saying you did this, or she is saying you are not doing this. She is saying you cannot get your child. Can you understand how frustrating that may be? They are men who are actually responsible. They actually want to be fathers. I know a guy who went to court for 4 years. I have a friend who is a single father of 2. Yo, mngani wami Shemu, uyihambile court. Uyihambile, and he kept saying, I will not give up. Recently, he had something that happened where he saw them doing things nomntwana without concerning him. But yena, he can't sneeze without... this is my friend, sorry.
Yeah.
Yena, he can't sneeze. Makathimula, kuthiwa why uthimulele umntana?
Yeah.
Why lo mntana lo? Why da, 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 da? And it's unfair. It's unfair. And you understand, if you are a person who is very family orientated and you would like to raise your kids, ba bantwana bomuntu.
Yeah.
Let's say ababuyi kumama uyi-1. You understand? So it is an issue, man.
Yeah.
And INDODA must.
Kumele so.
Now
That
INDODA
pressure-
must. This is what INDODA must is doing. INDODA, this phrase is is putting men in a certain bracket.
Okay.
Yemali.
All right.
So you need to have, you must remember, women now look the same.
Okay.
We wear hair. We wear the same clothes. Sifuni Gucci. Sifuni LV. Sifuna ma sparkles.
VIP.
Sifuni VIP.
Ukubamba abantu aba-right.
Yes.
Funa ama-golf GTR. Yeah.
Hey, please come through. But that is exactly what is happening right now.
Yeah.
So this is what people want. People, amantombazana funa 50,000. Yabo.
Yeah.
And then wena usebenzele yakho. And then yena, she's just gonna come and look nice and sit next to
Because she's the prize. Uyi-prize?
But in what sense?
I understand because I guess like manje ngimuhle, so therefore I deserve to be taken care of.
But ubuhle, and this is something that we have noticed. In certain instances, we know what guys like and what
Yes.
guys don't like.
Yes.
Guys don't like mileage.
No, of course.
And if ufanele wena ulibele uye ma-VIP,
Yeah.
kuhamba kanjani la
Yeah, I understand.
kuhamba kanjani? You are in a like, I feel like girls need to put a certain value on
Themselves.
not on what men can do for them,
I
or
hear
what men should be doing for them to be with them. Because amadoda nabafazi babo,
Yeah.
men have their wives, and their wives are living the life that you are posting about on social media,
Yes.
and they keep their dignity.
Okay.
Uyi-wife, utholi allowance, uyalalwa, uyawathola ama-sparkles.
Yes.
Mina, my friends' wives, they drink champagne.
Yeah.
They don't go out and sit at VIPs and what. They drink champagne.
Yeah.
They chill at home. They are fucking beautiful. But wena, you need to drag your dignity every week so that you can come and trash talk men online. That's true. I don't like it. I need Andy, and it's coming from, I have brothers. I have a son.
Yeah.
I'm raising my child for umama womunye umntwana ukuthi azothi.
Ish. You understand?
Bekele beke. You want me to keep
Because
paying
you are investing in your son.
Yes. I'm
So that I was
investing in my
man,
child.
abe sharp.
And nawe kini.
Why unga invest when emntwaneni wakho wentombazana?
That's exactly what parents need to start
Okay.
doing now.
Okay.
Parents need to start parenting, guys. Unzima.
Okay.
Unzima. Hey, and esajula man.
Angisho manje i-deep.
Sorry, guys. Can I just ask you a question?
Yes.
I don't know if you guys watch adulting, right?
Yeah, yeah.
We do.
I do.
Religiously.
Okay, religiously.
Yes.
Show
I
Max
think
movie.
it's episode 12.
Of the previous season.
No, the current season
Yeah.
2.
Okay.
So, we have this Untanga. Untanga staying in the complex, and then he moved his chick close by, about like a kilometer away.
Mpoza, yeah.
Umpausa. Yeah, I understand. So, my question then is, log we're not sure. Do you then agree with okay, I don't know what's
Palisa.
Which
Palisa.
one? The side.
The what?
No, the
wife.
the wife.
The wife, which one? Kama, yeah.
The wife came and
Uzithulele.
Zethu.
Zethu.
Uzetu came and saved him with papers, and he said, "Fuck you, I'm leaving." And then Umpo was like, "You know what? Your parents have been, so now you must." What's your take on that?
Bullshit.
Yeah,
What?
it is because
For me, number one is number one. Crap.
yeah.
I feel like do not put someone through something that you do not wish to go through.
Well,
Men need to understand, amadoda fragile.
Okay.
Indoda ikwata just from a tap.
Yeah.
Uyabona manje i-weekend ye-ANC.
Yeah.
On a normal weekend at a nice VIP, hlala ma-comrade.
Yeah.
A man walks in very uncomfortable.
Ngoba
Already.
comrade.
He's already uncomfortable,
Yeah.
you understand? So he shouldn't move around like comfortable. That's number one. He can't ask his wife to Mina, as a wife,
Yeah.
I won't put up with it because you are telling me my mother put up with it. Heck, Mina, my mother didn't.
Yeah.
So I won't put up with it. That's number one. Number two, I think it's insensitive to ask someone to put up with a situation that they did not put themselves in.
Very
When you're getting married to someone, there's certain things that you are giving up yourself
yes, to join and become
and to make sure that this family is growing. Now, she's aware that you have kids outside of the marriage. You are sending imali yethu yala indlini, ipatala i-flat, ipatala ini. And you are asking me to say yes to all of this.
Yeah.
Uzethu works. That lady does not work.
Palisa abereke.
So it abereke. Usebenza
She doesn't.
usebenza
Palisa abereke na back room somewhere.
Put her from there by Lomkenyamula.
Yeah.
Now you need to understand whatever Uzethu is contributing to the marriage, community of properties. Palisa can go and file for maintenance for her child.
Kule 50% out here.
Thank you. Should Umpo face difficulty,
Yes.
she can go as far as doing that.
Upalisa uzethu kube uye obhadalayo because ushadile.
Leso sikhathi mina ngila into yami intact ngiyigcinele wena. Wena
Uyahamba uya kwezinye.
mayithi GPS at the exit take a left thathi left. Mayithi GPS off ramp la uya off ramp nawe ulibele ungibangela le inkinga lezi zingaka. I feel like it's very unfair.
Unfair, ne?
It's unfair to even expect someone to accept izinto ezinjalo. And I think it comes with gender equality.
Yes.
It comes with gender equality, and that's most of the things that we covered in this.
No, of course.
Izinto zabo indoda master.
Indoda master.
Expectations from a woman, from a wife, from so.
I think also the role of culture and religion maybe that has placed men up there, that has made, for instance, makushadwa.
Yeah.
Wena uzoyalwa wena.
Yes.
Mina ngeke bangiyale.
Uhleli nabajita
Mina
ngaphandle.
instead bazothi yahlina amajita sele emsamo stripe yabo.
Yeah.
Whatever wonke amabhodlela khona yabo. The only thing that's going to be said wena uyindoda, you are the head of the house. Or you provider, yabo.
I mean,
Ungezwa ngomfazi.
you think it
Ungezwa
came
ngo- but when you get something else on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, continue, Matt.
Yeah. So nina maniyalwa, it's of a submissive nature. You will never be anyeke bakuyale to take a leadership role within the marriage.
I'm being
And
told to
leadership is not
power.
it's not a gender issue.
not.
Leadership is based on on skill, on the skill that you have and the values that are bestowed upon you. So now when that comes into play, in your own right, you are a leader ekishin. You are a leader ngoba uyakwazi ukuqoqa umndeni, you know, masa ku vacation uyakwazi ukunakekela wonke umuntu.
Yes.
Makunganagesi, ungaphekwanga, you become a leader in your own right to make sure ukuthi siyadla. So we look down on those things as mere chores, but that's leadership.
We do,
Because if you can't do it,
who's there
Yeah,
in
well,
that
you
game?
get what I mean? So
Yeah. So I show up ngaleyo sense leyo.
Ngaleyo
but
sense.
I acknowledge.
I acknowledge, I begwa la.
It's
That's
just-
what gender inequality comes in.
It does. It's just something that I must do because
Ngishadiwe,
yeah,
ngijolile.
ngila, they paid something for me
Yeah.
to be going through that. Like I said, njobe ngithi ngifuna ukukuhlekisa, mina I'm going to tell you ngomfundisi owayekhuluma at my wedding.
Yeah.
Wathi, if my husband says to me, he'll be home in an hour,
Yeah.
and 2 hours later he's not home. Ngikale phansi hour. You understand?
Yeah.
That's exactly what he said. He was like, uqala phansi. If he said to you, I'll be home in an hour, and uyabona ukuthi ngo-8.
Yeah.
Kwashayo 8, kwashayo 9, kwashayo 10. Mina engqondweni yami ngayishintsha yonke lento ukuthi hawu uthe ngo-11 man.
Oh, when
Lo muntu uthe 11 like cabani.
no, but also remember, no. I mean,
I can recommend.
it's cool, but look, there's also safety issues. If something happens to you, emarivati
you.
somewhere, bakhijack,
Uthe give me an
Ngibale
hour. Uthe give me an hour.
shone ubande estradini and not care.
Ngihleli
You
mina.
get what I mean? So in the pros and cons, I think we need to be realistic.
We really need to.
Yona nyayizwa imnandi inobuculture
Iyahlekisa.
iyahlekisa, yeah, but it's not
Iyahlekisa,
realistic
yeah.
because we are not
Very
we spoke
unrealistic.
about security. Are we safe?
Kanjani?
Akunandoda is safe.
Like
akunankosikazi.
so say
No one-
like
no one
man
is-
uthe kimi 1 hour.
Come here, sorry.
Like
Ngithi njengoba nisho you guys, right?
Yeah.
It sounds nice, right?
yeah.
Culturally,
Yeah.
because
It
it
cute.
soothes you as a woman.
No, it soothes the man.
And ube delulu, right? Delusional. Guti, actually the 1 hour is not over. Another hour is still coming. But in all honesty, if
Ayikho.
ukuthi umuntu sekashonile, I think you could have went there and uba save
Earlier.
or call for help and all that. But then mabazothi ay abafundisi thing nabo mele bame kancane ngamanga.
Ubulawa yini?
Yeah. Okay, so I think
Yes.
let's not be unrealistic.
Yes, let's not be
Manje
unrealistic.
masingene singene emotweni zethu semakhaya. We will not drive with our windows down singene Joburg.
Yeah.
Automatically it's not safe anyway.
Anyway.
You know, so we can't act as if things are not happening outside. How many men die every day? Ngendaba ye-hour.
And yeah, hour.
You know?
I'll be there in an hour. And I do explain that to people. I'm a relationship power fan. So I haven't been in that situation. And I think if you can check my WhatsApp status, I say there, Uguti, there's a video where I posted, my husband said, in the past 10 years, you've never asked me Uguti Mbuya nini. For me, I feel it's unnecessary, ne?
Yeah.
Number one. Two, we have a friendship more than just being husband and wife.
True.
So we do a lot of things together. And shame, it's very rare for us to be apart from each other for leso skhathi leso ukuthi angaze angikhohlise ngento
Yeah.
yawa. Because manhlangana, I think there is a goal.
Yes.
We sit down and we say, as Mr. and Mrs. Motibe, this is what we want. It's 2024. we would like to achieve this and this and this. So if when you are off ramping from whatever it is that we spoke about or that we agreed
What we
about,
agreed upon, yeah.
choice yakho leyo. And there's very little that I can do. But if your partner is calling you and you don't pick up, or your partner is calling you and you get annoyed by that, I really think like, khulula umntana bantu. You can't be annoyed by my call. You love me. I mean, you tell me. So how am I annoying you now? You understand, Amat? So it also goes to, that's where sikhulume ngento yamavuso ne?
Yeah, MAVUSO.
And then we spoke about the rape allegation.
Yes.
Now let's say you are a DJ, you get accused of rape. And then you come to your partner, you say, yeah, we slept together,
Yeah.
but angimrapanga.
Yes.
What are you expecting your partner to do? Support you
As a wife.
as a wife, go with you to court to prove you innocent of rape but guilty of infidelity. It's tough.
It's tough. Yeah?
We're asking too much of everyone, and
We can't.
it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But isn't this gasona, Matt? Social pressures.
Yeah.
That's what we can call it. Social pressures. It also brings about unemployment
Yes.
right now.
Yeah.
Kwizinto ze-unemployment is in South Africa, there's certain jobs that South Africans refuse to
To
do.
do.
How many South Africans do you know about patrao, like be
Yes. But
ukuzilungisa? I'm not talking about ukuzwash, all type of washes shoes, please. We know this.
yeah.
But ukulungisa, ukuthunga icathulo.
Even ama-barber shop wethu sikunda abantu mostly baphuma ngaphandle.
We're so accustomed to the word patrao. Mangiti patrao, you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the guy who gets it done.
Yes, of course.
If ufuna ukustitch manje uzophuma uye la kuno Zachariah.
Yes. Ingadi. Ngifuna umuntu athi nginomcimbi next week.
Yes.
We call them.
Yes.
But you
Ama-tuck
cannot.
shop.
Ama-tuck shop. They're run by Pakistan. So now,
Our president, dog.
so my human rights we're using them appropriately. Must choose. I would say, mina, South African. I don't think I belong in this category of jobs.
I think we're misinformed as a country. Sigcwele empty pride.
Ish.
And then we have a government that does not promote our growth as a race.
Okay.
The president yethu, for instance, he was on the news buying from a Somalian guy. Wambuza, oh, you are from Somalia.
Yeah.
Oh, and he laughed. I was just so annoyed. And you can't tell me ilokishi lonke. Like for instance, Davidton, when you do due diligence, you are going to know ukuthi kune shop la eDavidton kaMhlongo.
Yes.
Asiyeni kaMhlongo wase South Africa uMhlongo. So we go there, we support that, just so that people can know that in South Africa there are opportunities for South Africans. Like you are not bigger than the person othungayo.
So are we depending on this outside for basic stuff like a tuck shop, barber shop, netayera? Because I've never spoken to him Zwandile. It's always a patrao.
Yeah.
He's gonna fix my tire.
Yes.
So yeah.
Just a quick one, Sivu. As someone who Department of Education and do you think the curriculum le abantwana abayifundayo manje, do you think it's still relevant? You understand that?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people abeza bakhizindlu abanye balungisa engineering, balungisa ama-engine benzeni. Do you think lezi zinto abantwana abazifunda esikolweni now ukuthi intethe inyawo zakhona yini igama la, do you think it's still relevant?
Yeah. I'll respond to that. Everything is still relevant. It's how you use it.
I also believe so.
For instance, a mainline school will not have bricklaying as a subject. A mainline school will not have roofing and tiling as a subject, right? But now, you can go to a TVET college. And it comes back to us again. Ukuthi, makuthiwa uanele ka grade 9 uphumile waya eBinoni Tech
Yeah.
ka grade 10 udom.
Yes.
Anelu slow. So we
That
have
actually was the
created
narrative for the
That's the narrative.
time.
I've been in a school where abantu we feel ukuthi Usvuyile is not strong enough in the academic subjects. How about aye guphi guphi ayoyenza, we call them vocational skills.
Yes.
You know, aye guphi guphi ayoyenza in abazali abafuni because the community is going to say umntanethu udom. So our curriculum is well structured. It's just nje ukuthi people are misinformed.
Yes.
If umntanako wants to do building,
Yeah.
they can go to a technical, a TVET college and do that. After grade 12, there are schools that are artisans.
Yes.
And there's one in Kempton Park that I know about. But people don't want to go there. Umsebenzi wezandla has been
We undermine.
underminiwe udom mongafundanga UJ.
Ufane overall,
Ufake overall.
yeah,
uyancola. So
yeah.
South Africans, that's our issue. So you cannot get, of course, bricklaying ehulwazi. But then you can get bricklaying at a TVET college, and after grade 9, you qualify to go there, right? And then what happens, I think let's also get into this issue, which is, 30%, 30% is the minimum.
Okay.
It doesn't stop you from getting
going
80.
above.
So,
Yes.
must the 30% pass mark. Kusho ukuthi a segmented. That's why umntana makapasa, upasa nge-bachelors. Yilaba bani, besibiza nthina ngesikhathi sethu i-bachelors bekuyini konje? Exemption.
Okay.
Then you qualify to go to vets, UP, blah, 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 blah. Maybe again, nabo UJ, nabo DUT, but you do the degree, right? And then more passing a higher certificate. Uyakwazi ukuya UJ, DUT, Valtech, Mang Tech, University of Technology. More upase kanjalo. Then more passing a certificate, you go to a TVET college, lobo 30%. So they're trying to say, ama brackets awafani.
Yeah.
Mara now passing a 30, you can still have a career. A TVET.
Yeah.
No passega so. You still
Yeah.
have a career. UJ, we a DUT, na se Valtech. We're not passing a bachelor's. Go to UP, go to UCT. So it's well structured. People just don't understand. And also I can say, if umtanako agana interest of doing anything within the sciences,
Yeah.
if life sciences,
Of course.
and we cannot have a researcher engakwazi ukuthi lena intethe, lena istem, lena xylem, lena iflum, lena inhliziyo, because we cannot have a doctor who cannot know what the pulmonary is.
Yeah.
Angakwazi ukubiza le thambo le lam.
Yeah.
Then that's what labeling is for.
Yes.
So the issue as funding intethe, we are learning the skill of labeling. Ukuthi uyakwazi ukuthi lena eyala, le part is dependent on this. So it's not necessarily the way it looks.
Yes.
Ukuthi sifunda ngentethe.
It's just-
No, it's labeling because ukhethe life sciences.
Yes.
Ukhethe biology ngeenkathi zethu. So uma ukhethe biology, you are in the sciences, you're going to be dealing with the human anatomy.
Yes.
Or the pets.
So it's not about intethe,
It's
it's
about
there.
intethe. It's about the skill of identifying
Certain
a
part.
certain part in a body.
Yes.
That's
So that
why
when you go to higher education,
Yeah.
you get
You are
to where
able
you
to
can.
succeed.
Mawuzokwenza leyo
that
doctorate
grade
yakho.
12, that's why it's inhliziyo. Pulmonary attack. So mina, I say the education system is fine. We are just misinformed with where we want our kids to go because we don't take time to ask them what career would you love to go into? Because God forbid, I wouldn't want to be esibhedlela ngibe no doctor onyeke azi ukuthi ivein yami le akwazi ukuyibiza ngegama mangathi man khona le vein elikhumbula lelana man elimhlophe yile limoshakele uzomthemba lo doctor wena.
Yeah.
That's where
Yeah,
labeling
I
comes
get
in.
you. I get
So
you.
you need to label and understand.
So
think-
just a quick one.
Yeah.
So do you feel ukuthi people need to be educated
Yes.
about the TVET colleges?
Very good.
Yes.
Nokuthi amephi.
Yes.
And the
I
one
agree.
Understand?
Yeah,
Because
I agree
feel
with that.
ukuthi abantwana abaningi are struggling in the mainstream
Yes.
school and like abekho.
But can we also say, I think, yes, abantwana
Abacoping, that's the
abaningi.
word,
Yes,
yeah.
they are not coping. If we are saying abantwana abaningi, we are saying this is something that's happening now. I'm sure we are aware
Yeah.
of it and whatnot. But can we also say our kids are so distracted? Like parents, even we are distracted.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got social media. You can find yourself on your phone for hours. on
hours
end.
on end, yeah.
When are you parenting?
Ish.
Do you know what colors your child likes? Do you know what they're interested in right now?
Right now.
You understand their favorite shows? Why are they watching what they are watching? Why are they speaking how they speak? We don't have time for that because I guess social pressure.
Social pressure, yeah. So about education, Mr. Producer, is important because you'd hear people, yeah, we must teach people in financial literacy. If financial literacy literally comes from home. If Guinea, they're unemployed, there's no financial literacy you're gonna do because they're mali. If Guinea bakufundisanga from an early age, with masiknika 50 rand, siknika yonke Monday. Uyagibela Monday to Friday. Mawuyidla uzozibona. That's financial literacy. If financial literacy is not sitting down, utishara akufundise. It's your relationship with money. But if we've got a lot of families that are unemployed, that are poor, then we will never master financial literacy in South Africa because our country is not Denmark.
Yeah.
Not every second person is employed.
Yes.
Financial literacy in unganamali. There we go. So financial literacy is more practical than studying it at school because esikolweni ufunda about iscenario ongayazi. Bazothi ubabu basombuku uhola 17,000. 10,000 iyala. You don't know. You don't even pay bond. You don't know what mortgage is.
You know, at our age, you find people who can't even buy groceries.
Yes, that's financial literacy.
Akazi ungena amashop uthenga amayele emncane nani.
Yes.
And then akanamali.
So in human rights, it's important because you usually also need to learn your context.
Yeah.
I also had another point, Mr. Producer, that I wanted to share. Marang Zobuya Guyo, if I remember it. I just wanted to touch on it in terms of the education system.
But to go back, yes, Mina, I'm coming back to that. To go back on the issue of general work and the certain people that are doing certain jobs that certain people do not want to do.
Yeah.
Can we say there's something that the education system can do to maybe promote lezo zinto lezo? Not to say fundisani, it would work.
Yeah.
But to say, in a case scenario, at last, can the teacher stand in front of the class and say, Tabo is a shoemaker?
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
And give those scenarios and show Tabo in a light where this shoemaking business is lucrative. This shoemaking business, okanye upatrao.
Yeah.
I mean, you can look at Gazanova.
Yes.
Gazanova,
Igbo.
like, there's lines there.
You know what it goes back to, ne? Remember where we come from as a country.
Yeah.
Those jobs then were for black people.
Yes.
Ukusebenza,
And now, Ceci, I'm better than
that. So now, because of where we come from as a country, we associate leyo misebenzi ne-slavery or ne-apartheid. So therefore, we feel we should not do those jobs. And yet those jobs are bringing money.
We're greater than that.
You get what I mean? And yet we're greater because now let's have Washamateg.
Yes.
But he's killing it. He's got shops, Nasa Cape Town and all that,
Yeah.
So even into Engane can bring you wealth. In places that are top
never
notch.
imagine.
Exactly. So I
That
think
you never
attitude towards these jobs,
I think we have a question.
Yeah, got a question.
Guys, I have a question. So don't you think it's probably maybe a payment issue in terms of salary as to why we're hiring foreigners? For example, I can hire Mateo or Patrao.
Yeah.
Patrao is going to charge me like $1,000 cheaper than the other guy.
Yeah.
Don't you think maybe it's more along those lines where the labor from outside is cheaper than South African labor?
I think we need to realize something. As South Africans, we are tax contributors. Ne? And my price that I put is based on how much will be deducted from the service that I provide. Unfortunately. IVET bayayifuna. Upatrawa kapatali, aga contribute. Kuna China la South Africa who are making a lot of money. Kune China Mall. If you had to go and investigate and try and find out how much they are contributing to our economic growth, ingane, and they go cheap China Mall. So to compare us with them is unfortunately unfair. That's number one. And number two, the mentality of us. Ukuthi mina ngeke ngithenge kuSivu.
Yes.
uSivu angeke adle ngami. You understand?
Angeke athenge imoto.
Yes, like people can bump into you. Like Mina, for instance, I have a product that
Yeah.
if a person bumps into me holding a glass, you don't even know what's in my glass.
Yeah.
But uzodlula athi iyangena imali etonic ne?
Yes, I understand. That's
And
what
for
they
me-
used to do to
Yes.
me. Mali emhlaba wethu yangena ne. But kumele ngiphile ngani angisho nethengisa.
So phila ngani? Yes.
Just to add, I think also pricing here to X, it goes to I paid school fees to go for training for this skill. As a South African,
Yeah.
most of abatrao bafunda ngendlela. Yangithola 80% of them bayakumoshela, but one day bagcine ba. So school fees ile discount le abakunika
Yeah,
yona.
abo patra, bona
Uyang-
bane skill,
understand.
abana
Yes.
i-background yemfundo. I get that.
Bafundela lapho.
I get that.
Until so in terms of the pricing ibuya lapho nakhona.
Okay.
Yeah,
Valid.
it's high
Valid.
risk. It's high risk to go for cheap than to go to the right person.
Ngoba ama-fence wabona achekile la emalokishini namagaraji ayawo, you know. Yeah, but I think but I'm hoping we did respond. Maybe the last one in terms of the education system, remember also there's what we call the basic education. That's why it's called Department of Basic Education. Basic education is that basic iti nawa amans a plain
Yeah.
basic.
Yeah.
So meaning that isikolo zethu, they are offering basic education according to the policy. That's where you get your subject streaming kanjalo kanjalo. That's basic.
Yeah.
When I'm offering umntana kayenzi coding, how much give 5,000 ayifuna center stands, then you will pay for it.
Yes.
So that's where the difference is.
Yeah,
you know?
of course,
So
and
man,
because-
we want so we want lento yenzeke center stands and those private schools where
Izela.
people pay 6,000 izela ihulwazi or ize mabuya. It's impossible. So they're giving us basic education because it's free.
Yeah.
It's free.
Yeah.
So it's entry level education.
Is it free?
It is free. No kid is paying school fees. Akubhadali school fees esikolweni, abantwana wonke umntwana unemali yakhe per head. So that's why you find ukuthi if in a school unabantwana by 1.5 or 2,000. Actually schools differ. Kune PL4, PL5 school. PL5 schools are the big schools. The principal wakhona bahola more.
Okay.
Because the number of learners determine your salary as a principal.
Oh.
So sometimes the overcrowding can also be because ngifuna le 2,000 more.
Oh.
There's money in it.
I love
Abantwana
that you
badla
mentioned that,
mahala.
but I was unaware.
No,
I
kids
didn't
elokishini.
know.
Elokishini akubhadala school fees.
Yeah.
School fees usibhadala mawuqala uya kwe-Willow nan. So the higher you go, the more you pay. Of
course.
So you cannot bring coding here, whereas the coding you need all the technological stuff. Tina futhi esizitshontshayo.
Yes. And
You
I
know?
think I'm glad you said that because certain things that we believe are our rights, we really need to understand ukuthi ezinye izinto kufuneka sizibhadalele. We can't just like get everything for free. And the best, sometimes if you want the best, it's like comfort.
Yeah.
You have to pay for your comfort.
When you want the best shoe,
Of course.
uzoya in-exams.
Eh?
For instance, you get what I mean? Mawufuna isicathulo esi-serious. Where do you go? You go to the serious shop, and the serious shop is not escorting sometimes.
Yeah.
You drive.
Yeah.
I want to buy Mall of Africa for a Gucci. You get what I mean? So quality, not quality, but those big names and tags and whatnot, they're not around here.
And it happens everywhere. It's like
With
at an
everything,
event, you
with
must buy a
everything.
table
Yeah.
to be in a comfortable position where you're going to be served, where you're going to sit.
for everything.
Yes, you pay for everything. And one thing that I think we should mention is that human rights apply to everyone, even foreigners.
They do, unfortunately.
Even and
Yeah.
I don't know if it's an unfortunate
Okay,
thing
not
because some
unfortunate in a
people are
sense.
refugees.
Zama ukuthi human rights, we need to accept.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I meant it.
Ukuthi
Sorry,
that's where we
Tumelo.
are.
Yeah, mangit unfortunately it means that, mangit means that whether you like it or not, umuntu maseka la South Africa, ama rights I apply for,
Yeah.
healthcare.
Okay, but matke mina ne sizovota soon.
Yeah.
Khulumile 29
29
May.
May, yeah.
Yeah, 2024 ke guys. Ningathi asitshelanga ukuthi
Asitshelanga
it's
muntu.
29 May 2024.
Yeah.
Obviously we know that your vote is your personal choice.
Yes.
And mina with my friends, I don't know who'll be voting, who won't be voting. I don't spend as much time with them. But mina, I'm with you. I want to ask you. I know already, obviously, because you are going to be voting.
Yes.
But within your circle, you know,
Someone was speaking about there's a rise Mzansi or rise something. Yeah, trend and kakhulu. I mean, I won't lie, at the moment I'm really still confused. I don't
Yeah.
wanna know. I don't wanna lie. Kunalento lokuthi EDA, but EFF iyagura mara.
Like for
ANC
me,
asibathembi. So I really don't know.
yeah, I think right now I'm just, as a former, I loved the leading party. I've lost friends on social media. I used to fight.
I
So right now I just decided I'll just be on the periphery of everything and just be on the side and be that person who watches. But I'm definitely voting. I know who I want to vote for. I'm looking at service delivery. I'm looking at the manifesto. I heard
portfolios.
manifesto yanamhlanje they included nabo ECD ukuthi it sounds promising, but we all know how we're going. I've listened to EFF say keep the manifest,
I'm not sure, Martez.
but so far my pointers were here and
We'll
there.
just have to go
And
and
I'm
check.
talking for people of my race.
Yeah.
I'm talking about political parties that cover us. I've seen MK, so I'm also excited about that, Matt. I hope we do record prior to that.
Yes.
Sikwazi ukuthi sikhulume. Today was very exciting for me.
It was exciting. I never thought it would be that deep.
Hey, but these are conversations
These are
that we have amongst
conversations.
ourselves, and this is not something that we don't talk about.
Yeah.
So I hope people will have more conversations
Yes.
of this. It's been a lovely show, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you to Exception for hosting us. Basishana ngevati. Yeah, man, Exception siyabonga, you know.
Love it.
Singabantu,
Basiphethe kahle. I don't want to lie with
sihlele
you.
basofeni.
Yeah.
Sihlele emasofeni.
Next week,
Feel
siyabangena.
fed. Kumele sibangene.
My friends.
Meet my friends next week. Gem Shack next week. 24th, SJ and Friends. Sunday
Okay.
Shandis.
Yeah, Mr. Producer, get us there. Siyabangena. We're getting in there. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for listening to us. I am Anele Mutibe. You know it. This is
Bye.
Matt.
See on.
Thank you, Siyabonga, guys. Bye.
Sharp.
Bye, Matt. High five. I love it.